Okay. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Takedown. I'm going to be talking about MCC Insider today, which is a kind of a preview deal, a kind of a testing ground for the Master Chief Collection and 343's plan to kind of revitalize the poor release. It was one of the worst releases in video game history, and I'm going to talk about kind of what I kind of see are the main issues to kind of begin with. When you look at a game and you understand how internally the game works, that's great. You know, you might have a great ideal set up. You're like, hey, I have this great idea for a game. You go about making it, you spend a lot of time, and then maybe it turns out to be something beautiful. A lot of people appreciate it. It looks great in testing. Then when you release it and you realize nobody can find the game, that's a problem. Then, when people are playing the game, they can't seem to get fair matches. That's even worse. So, I think right off the bat, we have a couple of big problems with this game. Number one, your search times in MCC were horrific, if not undoable, because if you tried to run anything but ones or twos, you just couldn't get a game. And it was just impossible to work with. Like, you can't play a game and just have it ones or twos and expect to like draw a community. You can't draw a community that way. The games are built to play with other people, and if you can't network and you can't eliminate the kind of loneliness feeling, I guess you could say, like, there's just no point. So I guess that's kind of that's a controversial way to look at it. Like, you could say that really that doesn't matter. Like, hey, you know what? Some games you're meant to play alone, even if it's a team game. But let's just move on to the next thing. Unfair games. Now, let's say I were to run solo, and maybe like I could get in some close games. It's really competitive, really just a good time because I feel like I can dominate on my own. Halo 3 is a game where you're known to be able to take over the game on your own. Unfortunately, with the ranking system so unfair, you would have matches where you would be anywhere from 10 to 20 ranks just out of balance, where you could add up the points, like for every rank you have, you could add those up, like for your team and the other team, and the difference would be around 20 ranks, maybe even 30 at times. And that's just unbelievable. That's inexcusable. This game has done a little bit better about that, a little bit more fair about its matches, but it doesn't matter. In Halo 5, they've done the best they can to kind of fix this issue. Halo's never been known for having the best fair ranked matches. So the way I kind of deal with it is I just try to like runs 3s and 4s. So that way, you know what, if I have a problem, I'm not just having a random on my team. I can just look and say, hey, you know what, you're on our team. I know what's going on. Maybe we can play with you later. I want to play with somebody else. In this game, you cannot do that. You have to run 2s, pick a partner, the best player on your friends list, whatever you want, pick a duo, and then pray you get a couple of teammates. And if you don't get the right teammates, you end up losing. You can't rank up. And that's another thing, too, is when you do rank up, let's say you do rank up, you get around to level 10, level 15, that's where I'm at right now. I've noticed that it's harder for me to find games now than what it was when I originally started. This has to kind of deal with the skill gap a little bit. It used to be like you were all 50s or all low levels. So like that middle area, it's kind of tough to find a match. And I'm hearing stories like people are in 20s and 30s, they're finding games. It shouldn't be like that. It should be popular enough to where it doesn't matter what you're searching. Even if you're running 1s or 2s and you're getting a half-hour search time, that just doesn't work. Like, people have things to do. So you're separating people, you're making them wait a long time, you're making them antsy, you're making them uncomfortable for having to play with other people they don't know. And you can't do anything about it. Like, you have to trust your teammates to kind of just play at your best. It's built for solo queue players that are willing to grind, and they don't care about the win or the W. They just kind of play to play. And it really doesn't matter if it's at a high competitive scale. But, for example, these guys on the other team, do you think they had a good time? I really don't think they had a good time. But that's just my look on it. I didn't have a good time even though I was winning. I may have been destroying. It doesn't mean anything to me. I want a competitive game. I want to be challenged so I can push myself, so I know that the moves I'm making are the right ones at any level of game, or any kind of gameplay whatsoever. I can look back, look at their setups. Maybe I learned something from them. I can't do that at this level. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, that's just my take on MCC Insider. I guess first quote you could say. This doesn't nearly cover all the issues, just a few that were on the top of my mind. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I'm going to post it on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.